Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. So now we are going to play for cracking placement exam and become a strong developer. Now I have a question for you. Have you ever come across a problem in TCS NQT or any coding test where they give you a number and ask is this a happy number? And you sit there thinking, happy number? What does a number have to be happy about? Well, today we are going to find out, and trust me, once you understand the logic behind the happy number problem, you'll see it actually a really elegant and clever problem that tests your understanding for loops, condition, and digit manipulation also. And this problem appears regularly in TCS NQT, Infosys, and other product companies screening testers. So by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to approach it and write the pseudocode and code in a Java also. So let's see line by line. So here is our problem statement. So let's first understand what the problem is actually saying. So I want to pay close attention here because understanding the problem clearly is half the battle in any coding test. So let's see what is happy number. So happy number is defined like take any positive integer, replace the number with the sum of the source of its digit and repeat this. So if it's eventually reach the number 1, the number is happy. If the process loop forever and never reach 1, the number is not happy, also called as a sad number. So here is our example. If we take n equal to 19, actually it starts from 19. So if we split this and do a square, we get a 1 square plus 9 square. So if we add this, we get a 82. So for this 82, we have to do a square for each digit. So if we do like that, we'll get a 68. So if we do for 68, we get a 100. If we do for 100, we get a 1 square plus 0 square plus 0 square. So we get a 1. So here we have reached 1. So 19 is a happy number. So let's see another one example. See here. So if we take n equal to 4, what we'll get? So it's 4 square. We get a 16, right? So 4 into 4, 16. So if we do for 1 square plus 16 square, we get a 37. And 3 square plus 7 square, we get a 58. And 5 square plus 8 square, we get a 89. And for 8 square plus 9 square, we get a 145. And for 1 square, 4 square plus 5 square, we get a 42. So if we do for 42, we get a 20. And for 2 square, we get a 4. So again the 4 is repeated. So it detects a cycle. So if it does not reach 1, it is not a happy number, it is called as a sad number. So whenever you detect a cycle which a number is appear second time, then it is not a happy number, it is a sad number. So now let's build our thinking. And this is my favorite part because this is what separates someone who just memorized code from someone who actually understands programming. So let's identify what we need to repeatedly do. So just look at the problem. We are repeatedly doing the thing. So take a number, square each digit and summing them, right? And this repetition immediately tell us we need a loop, right? And especially a while loop. So because we don't know in advance how many times we'll repeat. So we keep going until a condition is met. So that is what we are going to do. So and we have to identify when to stop. So we have identified when the loop should be stopped. So now here the key question. So when do we stop the loop, right? So if we reach 1, so we see a number we have already seen before. Meanwhile, we are in a cycle, it is not a happy number. So the second condition is the tricky part. So if we get a 1, we can stop the loop. Otherwise, if the cycle is detected, we have to stop the loop. So in a condition, we can just give if n equal to 1, you just terminate the loop. Like that we have that. So if not, if we detect a cycle, so that is what a tricky part. So how do we know if we have seen a number before? So we need to store the number we have already visited. And for that, we use a HashSet in Java. And yeah, HashSet is perfect here because it stores unique value and let us check in because one time, and it is a super fast. So let's see how to extract digit and square them. To compute the sum or square of each digit, so we use the classic digit extraction technique using the model operator. So here's the idea. If I have a number 82, okay, so I can get the last digit by doing a model operator. Then I remove the digit by doing a division operator. So I keep doing this until the number becomes 0. Okay. So this is how we just extract the number. And here is approach. At first start with the number n and use a while loop, keep running until n equal to 1, or if you see a repeater number. So we have to stop when it is not equal to 1. So we have to terminate the loop when if the n is 1 or if the n value is repeated. So inside the loop, compute sum of square of digit and check if new sum is already in our hash set. If yes, it's a cycle. So the cycle is exit there. So otherwise, add a hash set and continue. And after loop, in a if condition, if n equal to 1, it is a happy number. Otherwise, it's not a happy number. So it is simple and efficient also. And this is a very common pattern in many interview problems. So understanding this approach deeply will help you beyond just this one problem. So alright, now we write a pseudocode. So remember, so no Java syntax is here, just pure English logic. And this is blueprint before we build the actual code. So at first, so we have created a helper function that takes a number and return the sum of the square of its digit. So we have a question. So why a separate function? Because we'll call this repeatedly and keep our code clean and reusable. So that's why. So we start with sum as 0 and this will accumulate our total. So it means so we keep looping as long as there are digits left to process. So when the number becomes 0 or all digits have been extracted, and we grab the last digit of the number using a modulo 10. And for example, if we take 82, if it is 82 modulo 10, we just get our remainder as a 2, right? So like that. And after that, we have to square the digit and add it in a running sum also. And after we remove the last digit by the integer dividing by 10. And so 82 becomes 8, then 8 becomes 0. And the loop will end. And after all digits process, I return the final sum of square. So this is our logic function and it makes the original number and determine if it is a happy number or not. So for that, we create a hash set will store every number we encounter during the process. So if we see a number again, it means we are in a cycle and we keep looping as long as we haven't reached 1. The moment n becomes 1, we know it's a happy number and we exit. And before computing the next number, we check have we seen this number before? If yes, we are stuck in a cycle. And we return false because the cycle means we'll never reach 1, right? So if we haven't seen this number before, we record it in our set so we can detect a cycle in a future iteration. So now we call a helper function to replace a n with the sum of square of its digit. So if the while loop exit naturally, the n become 1 and we return true if it's a happy number. So we take input and call a function and we will print the result. So let's code it. So alright. So let's convert our pseudocode into a actual Java code. So I'm going to go line by line and I want you to type along with me. So don't just watch, type it out yourself and that's how it's stick. So we can import our class manually or else in a IntelliJ it will automatically import our class. So let's import manually. So import java dot util dot start. So I have installed util package. So after that So when we create, we'll automatically create our class. So I have given a happy number. So we declare our public class and the name matches the file name, and this is required in Java. And let's create a helper function. So for that, so inside our main class, so we define a static helper method, and static means we can call it and without creating an object. So it takes an integer and return an integer. So let's give a static in sum of digit. Okay. So now sum of digit. So let's just pass our value. So I'm giving a number. So open the curly braces. So inside I'm just initializing in sum equal to 0. And after that, so while there are digits remaining, and we have to keep looping, right? So when the number becomes 0, all digits of process. So for that, I'm just creating a while loop. Inside the while loop, I'm just giving a if my number is greater than 0, the loop has to be run. So here I'm just extracting my last digit. So in digit equal to number modulo 10, right? So and after that we have to do a sum calculation. So for that our sum equal to our sum plus digit into digit. Okay. So now let's remove our last digit. So which means number divide equal to 10. And let's just return our sum value. So here we just take our last digit and we have to do the sum operation also. So after this, so let's create another one method. So this method returns true if n is happy number or false, and boolean return type is perfect here. So for that I'm just creating a static. I'm going to return as a boolean data type. So I'm just giving a is happy. Okay. So is happy I'm giving. So inside that I'm just passing a int n. So inside we just create a HashSet to track all numbers we have seen so far. So integer is a wrapped class for the all requirement for collection in Java. So I'm just creating a HashSet. So now HashSet I'm passing a integer data type. So let's give our name. So I'm just giving a visit. So we have created a HashSet. And after that, so keep looping until n becomes 1. So if n ever becomes 1, we exit and return true. So for that, in a while, I'm just giving a n not equal to 1. So before processing, check if you are seen this number before, and hash it contains a function, and it is a big of 1, and it is a super fast also. So in a if condition, we are just using a so visit dot contain function. So we are using a contain function, so it will help us to check if the element is present in the hash set or not. So in this condition, we just return a false. So if it's contain, it's a false, right? So it is not a happy number. And we are just adding a n. So visit dot add of n. Okay. So we are just adding our current number to our visitor set, and we do this after the check. So we record it before and computing the next value also. And after that, our n equal to our sum of digits. Inside we are just passing our n value. So it will go to the sum of digit function and it will give a value. So here we just return a true. So let's create our main method. So every Java program starts here. So inside, so let's do in a new line. So public static void main. Okay. So on the string array of, and after that our scanner class. So scanner is equal to new scanner. Our scanner object has been created. So now we have to take the input from the user, right? So int n equal to se dot nextend. And after that, we have to check whether it is a happy number or it's a sad number, right? So for that, we are just going to call a is happy function. So it means is happy method and check the result. If it is true, it will print a happy number. Otherwise, it is not a happy number. So an if condition, you are just going to call it is happy number, is happy method. So in that, we are just passing our n value, and inside that, we are just printing a, if the condition is true, we just printing it's a happy number. And if it is not, we have to print it is not a happy number. So I have already told it is not a happy number, or else it is also called as a sad number also. So let's just print a sad number, okay? So let's run this. So let's give our input. So let's give a 82. Okay. So we have got a happy number. So let's run this again. We'll give a 4. So we have, in our example, we have sad, right? 4 is not a happy number, it's a sad number. So here we have got 4 is a sad number. So if this video helped you, please like and share and subscribe to our channel. So see you in the next video.